Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's Killer Shrew Fan here, ready to bring you yet another killer toy review. Lately we've been doing a mix of requested review videos and new for 2018 review videos, but today's video is a request. This figure was requested by Guilherme Lee, and I just know I butchered the pronunciation of that name, so I apologize profusely for that. But they of course requested us to take a look at this guy, the Safari Limited Nigersaurus, and we're actually really excited to take a look at this figure because A, it is one of our favorite sauropod dinosaurs, and B, back when we went to that Ultimate Dinosaur exhibit, we did actually get to see the skull of this species, and it was just so cool to see such a unique dinosaur skeletal remain in person. Like, it was just so cool to look at. And also, it's so great to see that these kinds of dinosaurs get made. I mean, so often you see another Apatosaurus or Brachiosaurus, what have you. And while interesting and unique dinosaurs like this Nigersaurus get shoved to the back burner, but Safari Limited seems to go out of their way to introduce new and different dinosaurs to the mainstream. So good on you for that, Safari Limited. I sure do appreciate you for that. But without further ado, I think it's time we take a closer look at this figure. Alright, let's do this. So, starting off the head as we usually do, as you can see, Safari Limited have given this Nigersaurus a shark eye with a completely blacked out eyeball and a nice high sheen to give it a glossy look. You can also see that they have sculpted that iconic Nigersaurus head shape in quite the unique and interesting way. You can also see all of the muscles bunching up as the creature opens its jaw, and just below the lip there you can see the upper teeth poking out of the gums. You've also got a nice nostril sculpted just at the base of the forehead ridge there, and as you can see, this creature is sculpted with an open mouth. All of Nigersaurus's teeth, though not individually sculpted, are sort of broken up in there. You kind of get the lines to sort of break them up. And there you can see the tongue has been painted a nice fleshy pink color, but no gloss has been added to give this thing a very wet or moist or lifelike look, which is kind of unfortunate. If you look at this creature from the front, you can get a better idea of what I was saying about how Safari Limited sculpted that iconic skull shape in such a great way. It really does capture the likeness of this creature. As you can see, going down the neck and up the back, you do have some dermal spines sprouting up from the creature. They are painted a nice brown, and though they are pretty much for the most part just one shape, there is some breakup in there to give you an idea of the individual spines. Now, going up the creature from the head, as you can see, this creature is sculpted with its neck craned downwards, and you've got lovely wrinkles and striations adorning the entire surface of that neck that may have built up over time. Once you get to the torso, you can see the scapula poking through there, and you get a great idea of this creature's anatomy. And once you get to the midsection, you can see a few ribs poking up against the skin there, leading this creature to have sort of a shrink-wrap look, which is unfortunate. There at the pelvis, you can see that shape there, a powerful, nice-looking thigh with some lovely bunches of wrinkles poking up and bunching up around that powerful-looking area. And if you go down the tail, as you can see, all of the wrinkles and striations do continue, and the tail comes to a nice curled up end, as if this creature is flicking its tail back and forth. Going back down the opposite side, it's really the same story. You've got some lovely wrinkles, striations, some bunching up of skin around the thigh there, a nice powerful looking thigh, lovely midsection. You do have the ribs poking up. They are more pronounced on this side, but seeing as the creature is turning to the left, that does make sense. Again, you can see the scapula poking up against the skin there, and if you continue all the way down the neck, you've got more lovely wrinkles and striations which continue all the way up to the skull, and right around the lower jaw you can see more bunching up and folding skin as the lower jaw is opened.
The legs on this Nigersaurus are very thin and graceful, but they do have some great musculature, I can't talk right now, you know what I'm saying, sculpted into them. There you can see the base, the feet there with the sort of elephant-like claws. You can't really see them on my display area, but they are painted a nice sleek black, not really weathered. And I don't know how many there are exactly, because I can't see them that well either. But the other side, you got the same story, some lovely musculature sculpted into the arms, a nice kneecap on the back legs, and some lovely wrinkles bunching up and folding around the bend of the ankle there, as you can see. Safari Limited did a great job of capturing movement in this sculpture. The back leg, a better look at that, the nice powerful thigh, the graceful looking calves, and then the bent up ankle there, as you can see, and the bunching up of the skin. The other side, same story. You got the nice powerful thigh, nice powerful calf, and there you can see the ankle and the back foot bracing against the ground as the creature takes a slight stride forward. As you can see, this creature is sculpted in a slight walking pose. It is not all that dramatic. It just looks as if this creature is taking its time, slowly moving forward. And another interesting note is that it is sculpted with its neck downwards. Nigersaurus may have been a low grazer, so it's great that Safari Limited sculpted this thing with the creature's behavior in mind. And so often you see these kinds of dinosaurs being sculpted with their necks straight up or straight forward to give them some sort of height or length. Safari Limited made a very unique decision here to give this creature a downward facing head. Now, as far as paint goes, it's a little boring, but very well applied. You've got greens, golden yellows, and then a cream underbelly, and they all gradiate very nicely into each other, particularly with the golden yellow on the midsection and the bottom of the legs, and it even goes into a dark brown the closer you get to the feet. There's also some sort of spatter painting going on the face there, if you can see that, which kind of brings the cream underbelly color up onto the face, which is cool. And although the colors are boring for a dinosaur, you mean so often you see the greens and the browns on dinosaurs, but they are so well applied and look so natural on this Nigersaurus that I really can't complain. Safari Limited did a great job of giving us a very organic and lifelike paint job on this particular dinosaur toy, which I think is pretty darn awesome. Now, as far as size goes, Nigersaurus was a smaller sauropod, so Safari Limited was sure to make him a little smaller, but the trusty-dusty canvas ruler puts him at just about 7.5 inches long, from the tip of the nose all the way to the end of that curled tail, and from the base all the way to the highest point, which is the hip in this figure. Oops, come here, you ruler. It's looking at right around 3 inches off the ground, just past 3 inches, just under 3.25 inches. So yes, much smaller than other sauropod figures, but still quite sizable. I mean, not quite sizable, but fittingly small. As far as this particular species go, and if you're one of the collectors who likes to have them in scale, this one might be for you. For size comparison, we're going to go ahead and bring in our recently reviewed, new for 2018 Safari Limited Malawisaurus. Link will be in the description. Oops! It seems I cannot do a size comparison without knocking something over. But link is in the description for this particular model, and both of these were smaller species, so I think they size up rather fittingly next to each other, and they definitely look like they could belong together. And I did see them both on display at that Ultimate Dinosaurs exhibit, so it's cool to see them both together in toy form as well. Next up, we've got the larger-than-life Safari Limited new for 2018 Amargasaurus. This figure is absolutely massive, not at all in scale, but if you have that new figure, then you should be able to have some sort of an idea as to what to expect for the size for this older Nigersaurus model. As you can see, he really does not size up. By the way, link is in the description for that review video. Well guys, there you have it. That's going to do it for our look at the Safari Limited Nigersaurus model. This figure is, it's what you'd expect from Safari Limited. It's accurate. It's well painted. It's got some lovely sculptural details. But beyond that, there's nothing that really stands out as incredible on it. Nigersaurus is one of my favorite sauropods, so it's really cool to see it in toy form. But this one, given its smaller size and sort of cookie cutter paint job,
it kind of gets lost in the crowd. So all things considered, I think I'm going to go ahead and give this model a 7 out of 10. It definitely gets the job done. It's definitely a great model, but it's nothing too incredible. As always, I want to know what you guys think of this Nigersaurus. Do you own it? Are you going to get it? What are your thoughts on it if you do or do not want to get it? Let me know all of your thoughts, all of those great thoughts down in the comment section below. I love hearing your guys' thoughts. Also, don't be afraid to leave a comment if you want us to take a look at any particular dinosaur toy. We'd be happy to do that for you. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you feel we deserved it, don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, and also don't forget to subscribe for future videos. If you enjoyed this one, odds are you'll enjoy the next one. Thank you guys so much again, and Killer Shrew Fan out.